It's time for another episode of Raising Courageous Leaders by Mr. Bonke Shipalana. That's my dad.
Hi, my name is Bonke Shipalana. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Power Within. Thank you so much for all the emails. Please keep them coming. Send them to path1@bonke.co.za. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. Today, I want to talk about pain. I want to talk about our inverse relationship with pain, our negative relationship with pain. I can't blame you. I can't blame myself of how we understand pain. Most of us were informed from a young age, run away from pain. If you see pain coming this way, go that way, son. If you see pain coming this way, go that way, daughter. We're told to run away, to avoid, sometimes to fight it back. Today, I'm not talking about financial pain. I'm not talking about spiritual pain. I'm not talking about relationship pain. I want to focus on what I have defined as purpose-driven pain. Purpose-driven pain, or PDP. This is pain in your life that is there for a purpose, for a reason. How do I define PDP, or purpose-driven pain? I define PDP as a long-term benefit for the forthcoming generation. Pain that has a long-term benefit for the forthcoming generations. Let's be honest, there's so much that my father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, uncles had to go through in their own life for my benefit. There's so many things that my father, mother went through that my kids, their grandchildren, are benefiting from. So in life, there are certain types of pain that you go through that might not yield immediate result, but is for the long-term benefit of the forthcoming generations. Maybe the question is, Bonke, how do I differentiate between ordinary pain and PDP? Pain with a purpose. 3 questions that you need to ask yourself in order to be sure that what you're dealing with is PDP. Question number 1, can I avoid it? Can I avoid it? There are certain type of pains that you can't avoid. For you to go to the next level, for you to plant a particular seed, you have to go through that pain. If you want to pass an exam, you have to study. Studying is not easy. It's not joyous. It is painful. But you know that if you avoid studying, you fail. If you fail, you have to repeat that exam. There will be time when your office, your room is dirty and it's irritating you, but you have to clean it. Because if you don't clean it, it's just going to get worse and you might get sick. So you have to ask yourself, can I avoid this? You realize that most of the PDPs can't be avoided. You have to go through them. It's a dark tunnel, but you know that at the end of the tunnel, there is light. Question 2, if I quit now, will I have to go through it again? If I quit now, I stop because of the pain, will I still have to go through the same tunnel again? I mean, if you piss off or you do someone wrong and you are now having to apologize, that moment might be painful to you. But if you care about that person, you know that one way or another you have to apologize. If you owe a bank and you owe them a bond, you are not paying, you don't have the money, but now you have the money, you have to choose between using the cash you have for other luxury items or go and repay your bond. You have to repay the bond if you want to keep the asset. So at the end of the day, there's certain types of pain that you know that if I quit now because it's painful, I'll have to repeat the same experience again. Question 3. Will I gain transferable benefits from this pain? What do I mean by that? If you go and study for 3 years, 4 years for a degree, once you pass, you have acquired something that you can use for the next 40, 50 years. So 4 years of planting a seed and 40 years of enjoying the benefit of that particular seed. So ask yourself, this pain that I'm going through, if I hold on, if I stick around, will it yield long-term benefits? I want to repeat those 3 questions. Number 1, can I avoid it? Number 2, if I quit now, will I have to repeat the same exercise? If the answer is yes, then it's a PDP. Number 3, is there long-term transferable benefits? Whatever I gain from this, can I pass it on to those I love, to my kids, to my grandchildren, to my family? If the answer is yes, then it's a PDP. In conclusion, I once shared a story of a guy who God asked him to go and push a rock. And after pushing it for so long, the rock had not moved. He complained to God, said, God, I've been pushing this rock for such a long time, it's not moving. God said to him that, my son, while pushing the rock, while you experience pain, your body transformed. You gained muscle, much healthier, and now you don't use a pump for your asthma anymore. Why? Because you're pushing the rock. Certain pains in this world are there to change us, not to change the world. Sometimes when you are facing a painful moment, you pray to God, says, God, there's fire around me. Everything is burning. And instead of God putting the fire out, God hands you a fire jacket. God, my business is sinking. My family is sinking. My friends are sinking. Everything around me is sinking. And instead of God stopping the storm around you, it makes you a better sailor. So PDP is for your benefit. If you run away from it, if you ignore it, you are ignoring long-term benefits for your forthcoming generations. For most of us today in South Africa, who are enjoying this country, we have freedom because certain people were willing to go through the pain. Most of us today are employed. Why? Because certain individuals were willing to go through the pain of starting a business, and me and you are enjoying those benefits. My question to you today is, are you willing to hold on? Are you willing to feel the pain? Are you willing to do something today for the forthcoming generations? This was another episode of The Power Within, where we raise courageous leaders.
Raising courageous leaders. Thank you, Dad. You better subscribe to the Power Within TV channel. Do it now.